everyone, I am Tanushree J from 8th semester CSE Department of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering SVCE Bangalore. My technical seminar presentation on the topic multi-touch interaction. Coming to the contents, it includes introduction to multi-touch, multi-touch interaction, applications, new multi-touch sensor technology, introduction, problem statement, digital SAN model, digital data representation, methodology, results and analysis, conclusion and references. What is multi-touch? In computing, multi-touch refers to a touch sensing surfaces, trackpad or touch screen ability to recognize the presence of two or more points of contact with the surface. Multi-touch technology is an advanced human-computer interaction technique that recognizes multiple touch points and also includes the hardware devices that implement it, which allow users to compute without conventional input devices. Multi-touch consists of a touch screen or touchpad as well as software that recognizes multiple simultaneous touch points as opposed to the standard touch screen which recognizes only one touch point at a time. Multi-touch interaction. Multi-touch interaction, that is human interaction with a computer where more than one finger can be used to provide input at a time. Benefits of multi-touch interaction are: it is a natural process, simultaneous multi-user input can be obtained. Multiple touch detection mechanisms. There are three types: sensor array, capacitive sensing, vision based. Sensor array detection. A sensor array touch surface consists of a grid of touch sensors. When a user exerts a touch on the surface, one or more touch sensors activate and the surface uses the physical positions of these sensors to determine the touch position. Because the touch sensors work independently, the surface can track multiple touches simultaneously. Tactex Controls is the example of sensor array detection. Tactex Controls has produced a series of touchpads featuring sensor array detection of pressure sensitive touch sensors. Capacitive sensing detection. A capacitive touch surface uses the capacitive coupling between two conductors to sense a touch. Typically, the touch surface contains a mesh of horizontal and vertical antennas which function as either a transmitter or a receiver of electric signals. Examples of this mechanism include Sony CSL Smart Skin from Circle 12. The Smart Skin touch surface is embedded with a grid of vertical transmitter electrodes and a horizontal receiver electrodes. Second example includes Diamond Touch Table. The Diamond Touch surface consists of a mesh of horizontal and vertical transmitter antennas. Example 3. Apple's iPhone. Designers can make capacitive touch surfaces transparent using an indium tin oxide electrode mesh. Vision-based mechanism. Several research prototypes and products use digital cameras and camera vision techniques to track multiple touches. In these models, one or more digital cameras monitor the touch surface continuously. A user's touch on the surface causes the change in the image stream captured by the cameras, and the device then applies computer vision techniques to analyze the image stream to detect and track the touch. The examples include Play Anywhere. Play Anywhere captures shadows cast by hands touching a front projected touch surface and detects a fingertips touch by the change of shadow shape. Another example includes Tactiva's TactaPad. It uses a camera above a touch surface to take pictures of both hands on the surface. Example 3, Frustrated Total Internal Reflection. The use of this is to build a vision-based touch surface. Touch surfaces with integrated displays. Some of the examples include Diamond Touch Table, Perspective Pixels Interactive Wall, Microsoft Surface. Applications of multi-touch interaction. The main advantage is the ability to adapt them to almost any imaginable problem that it should solve. And the multi-touch lies within the use of simultaneously handled input devices. It can also extract a lot of information of a single means of input. And not only the multi-touch implies multiple hands or devices, but it also implies multiple persons. New multi-touch sensor technology using touch event generation. Introduction to SAN model. SAN models have been used by the military for centuries for mission planning. Generals create SAN models to plan accordingly and attack easily. Digital SAN model software has been developed to save time and make mission planning easier. The software allows for quick changes to plans without having to create a new SAN model. The digital SAN model provides satellite imagery, 3D models, maps, and other forms of digital data for scenario creation, dynamic analysis, and intuitive presentation. The software can be used for mission planning of any place and empowers the user with digital tools. Problem statement. The digital SAN model was difficult to operate with mouse and keyboard, so a touch interface was needed for easier time use. The aim was to find a touch API that supports custom gestures, multi-touch points, and is cross-platform. Several C++ touch APIs were evaluated based on their features and integration with Visual Studio. A chosen touch API was incorporated into DSM to provide a more user-friendly interface for the application. Digital SAN model. It is a tactical planning tool used in military training and operations. It is the space modeling and 3D representations that accumulates the digital SAN model. It includes terrain processor, model designer, model server, operation planner, operation visualize. The terrain processor processes the raw TIF file to create processed terrain data. The SAN modeler makes man-made and natural resources on the terrain. Operation Visualize reviews plans created by syndicates to choose the final strategy. A centralized server is designed for communication and storage of data. Lot of time is saved in order to create a model and then placing the required equipment for the mission planning. This is the workflow of the digital SAN model. Digital data representation. The digital SAN model solution relies on the representation of SAN model for the operational area in a digital format, which can be visualized using DSM software. Two options for digital representation include remote sensing and digital maps. Remote sensing is capable of extracting 3D terrain model using space mapping for visualization. Digital maps can be incorporated from various sources including Survey of India or other mapping agencies. The DSM software includes a 3D model of the world created using freely available data sources, which provides a low resolution representation of the 3D world and serves as the base layer for any successive data additions using the TK processor tool mentioned. As seen in the diagram of old scenario of sand model, the old scenario includes like preparing the model with the sand or with the toys or objects, but as with the new scenario of sand model, everything is digitalized, so hence it is called digital sand model. Touchable API for touch event generation. Digital sand model software is now operated using various gestures on a multi-touch table instead of mouse and keyboard. The multi-touch table is connected to a 3D display which is projected using a 3D projector. Other gestures are available, but the list is quite long, like digital sand model includes tap for selecting, zoom in, zoom out for 3D map viewing, moving, tilting or rotating the map. The transition from mouse and keyboard to multi-touch gestures make the operation of software more intuitive and user-friendly. The use of 3D display and projector enhances the visualization and immersive experience of using the digital sand model software. As you can see in the diagram, digital sand model room, it includes the 3D map display, 3D projector, multi-touch table. Digital sand model is operated using touch and display on screen through projector. Gestures utilized in digital sand model are move, tilt, zoom out, zoom in, rotate, select. Application Programming Interface. An API is a supply code based totally specification for use as an interface between software program components. A software library contains a collection of modules that provide utility for programs through the use of APIs. APIs may include details for functions, data structures, classes, and variables. Benefits of using API in a project include allowing to focus on the project, saving development time, and providing a consistent development platform. Methodology. Multi-touch table is made of LCD plus multi-touch overlay. Multi-touch table provides an intuitive user interface for digital sand model software. The usability of complete solution is increased multi-fold with multi-touch table. User comfort with the software features and interface plays a significant role in reducing time taken for planning and scenario creation. Capacitive touch screen. It uses a thin layer of electronically charged material such as capacitor placed on top of glass surface. The layer can store electric charge which is used to detect the presence and location of a touch. Capacitive touch screens are highly responsive and can detect multiple touches simultaneously, making them suitable for use in smartphones, tablets, and other electronic devices. Coming to the results and analysis, the image or map accepts touch points with trigger actions. Moving is done by moving the stylus or finger on the screen. Pinching or zooming requires two touch points and usually done with fingers. Double tapping is also can be done for zooming or resizing. Google Maps are used in DSM. Planning is used to move from one location to another. Double tapping is used to zoom in for deeper view of location. Zooming is used during image viewing and map survey. Conclusion. Standard gestures are used in devices with touch features and also in software applications such as Google Earth and digital sand model. Rotate Gestas was not a requirement for digital sand model, and Pan Gestar can perform the same task. API has advantages in improving infrastructure performance but may have reduced performance when integrated with other IDEs. Qt Touch API implementation is easy as compared to other, and it is cheaper and better option for users who want to implement the APIs to touch. These are the references I used I used while referring to the above technology, that is new multi-touch sensor technology. These are the 5 references I used. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.